Um, we want to do whatever is most comfortable for the client system. So, for example, the client doesn't even have to tell the story. I can work just with what's showing up in the body. I might say, let's just remember kind of the very, very edge of what happened. I can do a visualization to help contain the event, and we can imagine just coming up and touching the edge of it. And the client doesn't have to say anything about what's happening, but I'm tracking the system and having also them notice what comes up for them as um, they work through that and notice the felt sense. Sometimes it's useful, um, especially if a client feels really unsettled about remembering and having to say something or feeling like they have to say something about a trauma. It's helpful to have resources that are readily on board. So I can use an exercise, for example, recalling a kindness, that is really useful to kind of name and bring these resources more to mind, but in a felt sense way. So we can do that right now. So what I would invite you to do is to remember a time when someone was kind to you. This can be someone that you know well, or somebody you just meet, a clerk in a store, or you dropped, your groceries and someone came and helped you pick them up. It can be any time that anyone was kind to you. So just remember that. Remember what you can about the words that were used, if there was touch involved. Remember the actions that the person took, the tone of voice. Make this as real as you can in your memory. And as you recall that, just notice what happens inside right now in this moment. So notice what sensations show up. And as you recall the kindness, maybe it was seeing the kind eyes, whatever it was, that kindness, just feel what comes up emotionally for you right now in this moment. And maybe there's an impulse for your body to do something as you remember that. Just noticing whatever is coming up for you right now. And as you notice all of that, see if you can hang on to that, and maybe even imagine having that kind person with you as we touch the edge of that trauma. Now, you don't have to have a trauma to do this little exercise. You can just do it at any time. For most people, it's a very settling exercise, because kindness is supposed to evoke good feelings in us, both when someone is kind to us and when we are kind to others. So just noticing in that and recalling it in that felt sense way is super helpful with helping the nervous system just to settle in the moment if you're feeling kind of activated.